doing a race! 2 Days of Gnar!
Well, pretty much what we have together, we have two main events together, more or less split into 2 different days. Day 1 is all about racing, whether or not it's wet or it's dry. We're going to go hit a few different neighborhoods, see who's the best out overall. We had 3 extra competitors from out of town that came in, including a driver.
Oh, it's been great, man. It's been a good weekend. Drove 4 hours down from Sudbury and it's totally worth it. Having a good time.
You gotta make the community grow somehow, so it's good to come out to other small towns and just shred it up, have grand times.
It was amazing. You know what? I've known Jake Ireland for the last like 4 or 5 months. I've met him through the Soo-er Surfers, and actually getting to meet with him and race with him, and like, you know what? You see these pictures, you watch their videos online, and you're just like, whoa, these guys are really good. But then you realize you're right beside them or behind them, and you're like, I'm not doing so bad either. Being in that line it's just wild. You know, your heart's racing because you don't know what the guys are going to do beside you. You don't know what's going to happen when you get down to that corner, and like you're going 30 plus. So it's just awesome.
Yeah, we had a girl riding with us this weekend. She came from out of town with the other guys there, and she pretty much went neck and neck with a couple of the other guys, and you know, pushed herself a lot. She went a lot faster than she has before. Pretty much just rocked it, you know, just alongside everybody else, whether or not it was in the rain or not.
It's you always want to push your limits a bit, but within reason, and always safely.
It's really important to get a kind of an idea of what's going on around you. If you know where they're standing and you know which lines they're going to go down, you can kind of anticipate where not to go.
You really want to like not panic. That's like the key point right there. It's like if you start to panic, everything goes wrong real fast. You gotta really keep in mind like your space around your board and whatnot, and where you're at and the weight over your board, because if you don't watch that, then you end up like what happened with me, and you end up getting speed wobs, and all it takes is a wet patch and you go for a ride.
And that's the value of helmets right there. Poncho action. Poncho kill!
Well, once the rain hit, everybody kind of just realized that things are going to be a lot harder. Everything was already really tight. The whole mood got that much more tense and that more excited, so when people really thought they had it, they really didn't.
I play in the wet a lot back at home, so when it started raining, I was just kind of feeling like, oh, it's my game now.
You gotta feel it through your feet. There's no other way you can really word it. You gotta just feel it and try and not pop that board and turn it into a slide while you're racing.
It's pretty much just slipping around and just hoping that you're gripped onto the corner. You can't take the corners very aggressively at all. You've got to try and take the smoothest line possible or get slow enough to make sure that you don't slip out.
Basically try to like dive into a push-up. It's the safest way to fall if you're wearing your slide gloves. If not, then get some knee pads and land on your knees. Then don't land on your head.
Go, go, go!
That's what it's all about, man. The community getting together like that. That's what I've been trying to do for the past 3-4 years. Kyle too, and we've been connecting all across northern Ontario.
Well, we just got finished all 7 races, broke it into a bunch of heats. We got Jake tallying everything up. Everybody's really stoked to figure out who took it and who's taking what home today.
I was just surprised it took me till like later in the night to get stoked because I was expecting Kyle to be first and Steve second, and I was either expecting third or fourth, but then tallied up the final points and big surprise.
Second place, we have Kyle!
It's me and him the whole time. Like, it was half a point away in the end. I think if maybe one or two, but it was pretty much that tight the whole standings too. He just knows how he's railing his corners. It's nice having more experienced riders come in. Well, it was really awesome that we had support from the Rad Zone and Killer Ink Tattoo in general. Like, having some prizes is really alluring for people to come out, you know what I mean? And you know, you have something to show for it at the very end of the day.
It was awesome today, getting out there and getting down the hills as fast as we got to go down there. There was just, in my mind, no care. The last time we were out, we were running, you know, there was that little bit of worriedness wanting to put my foot down, but today it was just go down, hit those hills hard, you know, try and place as best you can. Minus the rain, you know what? It was a great day. Even when the rain came though, it was still really, really fun.
It was just great to see everybody enjoying themselves and getting to do something different, and everybody just pushing each other and helping each other out with it.
We're working on setting up some slalom down here. We're going to set up a Gnar slalom because it's a little bit wet.
What we have is a what we're calling a Gnar slalom. So instead of the typical like cone over cone over cone, we have like cones all over the place. Like, we're hitting little spots that we don't even really look at normally. We're taking like just a general slope and we're turning it into a line that we can all race down and see who can hit a little bit better. You know, something really carvy, something you might even have to bust a slide in just to make it through. It was just that extra, like half the time it's raining, half the time it's not. It would dry up a little, you know, maybe just a tiny bit in certain spots, stay wet in others. Well, overall, it was pretty awesome. The only thing I would have liked was a little bit more people, but that comes with time, and you know what I mean? Like, we had an absolute blast. So it really pushed everybody. Everyone tried different things that they haven't really tried.
My last thoughts on the whole event.